It's very nice.
Okay.
Oh, we need to stop waffling, guys. It's match time. Hell yeah.
Oh.
We don't need to stop talking about our pointless stuff that you guys don't care about. Start game button has been found, and we're getting underway in map 3. Thank you very much for staying with us and staying patient and listening to us go on and on. And now, hopefully, after this quick pause, we can get started.
Finally, hopefully, maybe not. So we'll have to wait and see. But we are, of course, wanting to start the game as much as you guys. So I think we hopefully should be able to get on the way. And then we can get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. We've been waiting as much as you. The time is ticking. And I'm feeling happy. We're ready to get this final map on the way, ladies and gents. It's 9 starting that CT side, forwards on the T side. Final map of the day, and I am damn excited. Who is going to book their slot into the semi-final and face the winner of Endpoint versus Saw? Find out now.
What a huge... I mean, just look at this portion of the bracket, right? I mean, I mentioned it just before. Yeah. It's Saw, Endpoint, 9 or 4s. One of these teams, maybe even 2, if they make it through the lower bracket, is guaranteed Pro League. So it's a huge opportunity for a new organisation to debut in Pro League here. I don't think 4's ever been in Pro League. I don't think 9 have. I'm pretty certain 9 haven't. So, yeah, only Saw and Endpoint have previously had, I believe, some time in the league before. So... let's see if one of these two can debut. But a couple more games to win first. And this final map is going to be pretty important. We have the first kill said and done. forZe lurking in con. Taking Kylar coming through the door. There's a bit of utility still. Jerry has a smoke on the flash. And they're going to be going out through that connected door right now. Hades will get himself that 1 before he manages to fall back. So that equalises the situation with a minute to go.
Space. In towards connector to work with. 4 versus 4 as the tempo comes to a little bit of a halt. It's very slow, very quiet. And looking like they want to pop out towards Monster. Bit of space being created here by forZe. Shelfie just in behind. Hades jumping the barrel. Now he'll be spotted. How does he fight?
Dancing around the pillar. Barrel. Shelfie gets 1, but 2 insta kills in return. Zorta with that piece of diffy though is so good with that pistol. Oh, what a way to kick off the final map decider. Zorta gets all 3 to finish it off, and that final one was tasty.
Zorta, bit of magic, bit of specialness coming through there from him. That 3rd kill, you love to see it. You really do. Now, of course, you look over towards 4's, and you look at the money they got to wheel there. It's pretty good. You see kind of double AK coming out, a double Mac 10, not too shabby, and that Galil just to top it all off is pretty good, especially considering that for 9, well, they force bought into this, as he is kind of the standard. They haven't really got too much to work with. You know, you see a Scout and MP9 and a few pistols. And speaking of, the Scout will get a tag on towards Zorta, so maybe that AK will get dropped over and swapped for a Mac 10 or something of the sort. For now, though, forZe open things up and open Overpass with a positive insight.
Zorta tagged down. It's just the 12 HP. But Crad, Shelfie and forZe are the ones with the rifles, so not the end of the world. Easy to switch them over. Hades on the Scout. So basically a full force buy. Often you see rounds such as this, side, you have 4 players force buy. And occasionally the AWPer of the team will just have a pistol without the armor, but Hades is happy to go with that Scout and the Kevlar too. So that's means it'll take a little bit longer for him to get the AWP on that CT side, but might not need it. Oh, okay. The boost on short now is not going to happen anymore. The splash tells all, and they run straight into connector, and look at the timing peak from 9. Oh my goodness. That is an absolute blunder from 4s. They make a mistake on the boost. They make all the sound in the world. They try and run away up con, but 1, there's a player in there, and 2, the player from short peeks off the back of that duel.
Yeah, it's grim. That was tough. That was really not too pretty at all. 4s, I mean, it's all off the back of that, just that dropping towards water, right? Making that noise really kind of spurred on the troops to fly forward. Smoke will come through. Goofy is going to be smoked out. Who's going to come forward as well? What can they do with it? One might be denied. And it will. It will. Doesn't have enough time. I don't think he can get it down in time.
2,
no, he doesn't.
1.
Brilliant. Kay staying alive is all that she wrote. First round on the board for 9. Of course, not a lot saved alongside it, but hey, they are more than happy to walk away with that sort of performance because it means now for forZe, they don't have too much to wield themselves into round number 3. That's a great round. It's all off that crunching towards short water.
Exactly. I think they're going to be pretty upset with themselves that that's the way it went. Who knows? In an alternate universe, he doesn't fall off into the water. They don't make the sound cue. They get a kill from the boost and they win the round. And it's all clean and dandy. But not on this occasion. Kylar helped out with a flashbang from Hades. Looking for the second. Only gets the one. Zorta with the deagle punishes him. And forZe are continuing to force buy, of course. Force buy battles until one team wins 2 rounds in a row. Tends to be the way it goes.
Yeah, it's just force buy until someone breaks, right?
Indeed.
Util coming through. forZe, I mean, they do have a fairly decent amount of firepower to work with. Probably just as decent as it is over towards the CT side. But K and Hades doubling down. What a piece. So nicely. And Mini will add to the tally as well. This one's chalked up 2-1. And of course, that means for 9, a lead garnered by the Polish side of the forZe. Now they're forced down to, well, nothing. Sticking around the 2K mark and playing for what is basically going to be a minimal investment towards the next. And hopefully loss bonus is enough for them to garner some firepower into us round at number 5. And it should be 9, up to a 3rd on the board after this.
This is probably the perfect start you could wish to have. You lose the pistol, but then you immediately hit back, and that can put such a lot of pressure on the T side. It's almost better than just winning straight up. Using that first and just cancelling it out straight away can be so good for the momentum just to get straight back into it. Hades is somehow down. Don't ask me how. Okay. I think that was... I was going to say, I thought that was Goofy for a second and then it appeared there, but it was only K. But he was wall bagging too, so sure. They don't have anything recovered. It's only the Glocks. forZe taking this time in this round to practice the boost and not mistake it this time. Krad's on the head of Zorta, ready and raring to do something, but not with only the Glock, and they give up on it. At least they got 1 kill, and around such as this, 1 kill is honestly the most you could really hope for.
Yeah, no, agreed. Very. I mean, getting a kill or a bomb plant is basically all you can really ask, isn't it? It's just in these sort of rounds, they're like we were kind of talking about in our first series, they're sort of like tack pauses about calling for the tack pause. Just, you know, buy some time, have a conversation about what you're going to do when it comes to a full buy, and hey, hope it works in your favor. Smoking towards front bathroom denies the control that forZe has, and Krad, I mean, it's got space, but it's long range. I can't see the Glock winning this one. A little bit messy, but it will be seen off with 4 remaining alive. 9 up to a 3rd. But as expected, Trav, it was just pistols.
So, I feel some of you weren't here at the very beginning of the game when we were actually talking about the previous statistics before. Obviously, the tech pause came in and we had to waffle for a bit. forZe have won their last 4 on Overpass. 9 have only won 1 of their last 3. However, in a space of only 2 months, actually, I'd say 2 months, actually only 1 month and a week, looking at it a bit more carefully, they won 11 in a row on Overpass, and they were looking incredibly good. And I'm pretty sure that would have been before Hades, obviously. So this shows how solid they have been, and how solid they could be. It's so forced to turn up the pace though, expecting the monster smoke. Hades is here, but that's a horrible position for the AWP to be in. One and done is all you can do in a situation like this, but look at all the flashes coming in. The Molotovs are burning forZe away, and they're trying to fall back, but it's so messy. And 9 take advantage of that mess to leave Zorta last alive.
You love to see Nate will come through, and what damage it's done to him. He's spammed through the wood by Minio. You know there's lineups. That's where we stand now. A 3-round lead built up by the CT side, and slowly, surely starting to pull away now. And forZe back to square one a little bit. Haven't got the money to work with. It means a low buy at the very most. Can see the pistol come through. I think any sort of buy on top of that would be a little bit overzealous, and hey, not worth it in my opinion. So 3-round lead should be made 4. With a 5-round scoreline picked up by 9 off the back of this, because they have got not too much to come against.
9 taking short control. Whatever round it is, whether we're against pistols or against a gun round, short control is so paramount for a T side or a CT side. And now Goofy has it under lock and key. Door of Con obviously has been blown off as well, so he has a sight line toward that position too. With the support from K. It's a good setup. It should leave forZe with nothing. Close hurt. Jerry's got full armor, so it's not as painful as it otherwise would have been. But even though forZe got the opening kill, Kylar and K came straight back in action. And I think K realises it's sorted. Well, goes for the duel, takes it. Now Jerry is alive. Tech9 swings, K gets the last as well. 3 kills for him, up to 7 and 2. Of course, formerly a Sprout player, formerly an Anonymo player as well. Some of you guys will remember that, I'm sure. And they're edging ever closer to what would be, honestly, at this level, and for how new their team is with Hades in tow, almost a famous victory.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, a really sort of good start as well for what is the new 9. So I think, you know, this could be a really, really good start from them. Of course, forZe are a tough side to beat too. Hades waiting for the quad boost, not going to be given it here. But so far, it's been really good. I got to say as well, K's been looking so scary in towards short water. It's a tough place to get a lot of control over and a tough place to really make your own. We see a lot of CT sides struggle to lock T sides out from that short water, but K has been brilliant so far. So I'm loving the work he's putting in. There's a question of can he keep it up. Hades will take some damage as he's forced off the angle down to just 39. There's a minute 15 on the clock for forZe to work with.
Yeah, that smoke front bathrooms means that forZe can advance a little bit further. And Crowd has control of long as well. Control, I guess you could say, in inverted commas. That deep smoke is not up yet. He's going to line it up now. So he can creep up and at least give 9 the thought that there could be someone there. Even if he goes back with the rest of his team. 40 seconds to go. Need to make a decision. This has been a good boost though. On the edge of the sign. Unfortunately, they'll fall off of it. I think that timing would have been nice if they had stuck around, but it does look like they might be going back toward B once again. Now 30 seconds. Bomb is going that direction too. But look at the rotations. The rotations are going to be so quick and so good. forZe are walking in to the absolute bloodbath here, you can imagine. Leo gets himself 1. Can fall back as well, but the entries are still pretty good. Jerry finds Goofy and Shelfie finds K2. Crad gets the kill toward Hades, and oh my goodness. See you later, Minio. forZe are back in the server with a vengeance.
That's it. That's a way to kickstart your T side. Kylar, he's just getting out of dodge. Doesn't want anything to do with this. And to be honest, I don't blame him. Keep hold of the M4. I mean, yes, they've got money, but there's no chance going to find any success. Even playing Hexes actually is going to work too well for him. So just fall back. Keep hold of what you've got and have something to work with. That shot on towards Shelfie as he puts him down. That'll be all she really wrote in this round. I don't think anybody else will be too overdose the temp for a hunt. If he upgrades the AK, he will. So there's the positives there. Anyway, it's one of those situations where for forZe, we need to see this on a more consecutive basis. We need to see this be the standard for their T side if we want to make a conversation about them looking, I guess, strong in towards this map. Yeah, exactly.
I did like that play. I mean, it was a long smoke, right? The long lurk smoke, which actually forced an extra player to be on the A-bomb site pretty early. And even though the rotations were big from 9, they weren't necessarily as close to the entry positions as they'd maybe want. And forZe hit the entries perfectly. And that's a sort of aim. Explosivity. That might not be a word, but I'm going to use it and coin it to get themselves onto the side. 7-7-7-4-4 for 9 at the moment. Good kills across the board. But forZe have 3 players with 4 and Jerry on 5 of their own. So they're battling back in.
Oh, Goofy. How does he want to play this? The smoke dissipates. He might have a little gap to work with on that right-hand side. But even still, here we are now for forZe. Yes, we've seen brilliance in that previous round. How will this translate to a little bit more consistency coming through, if any?
Flashed some information toward Monster. Neo sending that one in, of course. The IGL of 9 had a really good Mirage. 2 rounds in particular, which really pushed them toward the finish line. forZe needs to be careful. That utility is being thrown, and that will be heard and seen. He is leaving the equation on B. 40 seconds to go. forZe staying. A bit of a whiffy one, and that means he only gets the 1 kill, and K will go down 2. forZe will be realising that B could be a weak point, and already, on the back of just those few kills, 2 from the IGL Jerry as well, it looks like forZe are closing the gap to 2.
Yeah, it is. Hades, Carlot, keep on what they got. Similar story to what we saw in the previous. And now you get a little bit concerned, right? We already said, 5 rounds on C side of Overpass actually is pretty decent in the, in what is the grand scheme. If they can get anything more, that's where you get really worried, right? I think for forZe, they have the ability to really roll with the punches and really kind of use that snowball effect that we like to talk about, because they are probably one of the most momentum. I'd probably say the most momentum heavy side in conference at the moment. I mean, when they're really running with it, they are unstoppable, and they can be as good as any of the other teams in conference. But when they're not, they're really easy to pull apart, as we've seen, into that previous map, for example. So it's kind of always that case of what forZe do you get? And now finally we're starting to see some brilliance. And actually now they're going to do a really smart thing. They're just going to pump the brakes, call for a pause, because they want to make sure that they don't lose control of this lead and, well, lose control of the start of this map, really.
Indeed. Quick tack there first. What's the decision in this sort of scenario? You've got an AWP and an AK and an M4. You can drop one, but you might have one player on lesser weaponry, but as it tends to be the case, if you have at least 3 players with decent weaponry, there we go.
There we go.
It usually is the case to buy. Can't give that up.
Well, we can get things started until round number 9. Strong lead for 9. But it isn't exactly a dream scenario. They're sort of losing a little bit of control, and you can kind of see with the buy a bit. Goofy only able to wield the MP9, which kind of has moments of brilliance, but it's the case of how does he want to play this. Deep over towards that barrels position, he'll post up. Bomb is looking like it's tempted in that direction. It's just what do they want to do with it? Hades open things up. Crad to fall. Double stacking towards Con as well. This can be scary.
Still taking Kylar. Great recovery. Getting an equalising frag as quickly as possible. Always very important. Utility is okay as well for forZe. They can execute here properly. They've got smokes for Heaven, smokes for CT and Bridge. But Minio has caught a frag in the back. It's a really good find. He even smokes on Con as well just to stay alive. That means he will continue to be a problem and something that forZe will consider. I mean, it might even make the decision to go all the way through the back of Con. That would be a decision that I would favour, but look how far Shelfie's got toward the A bomb site. Hades, does he know? Now he certainly does, because his head's been ripped off, and the A bomb site is theirs for the taking. Jerry takes Minio in Con after all that time. It's all down to K. He gets caught by Shelfie as well. They pincer from every single side, and the fact that Shelfie got so much progress, unknowing to Hades, was the way that forZe won that round.
Within one, within reach. And what started so well as well, with Hades finding that first, you're thinking, okay, cool, 9 numbers advantage, use that as a, just what it's ever needed for success, and not to be. And it does leave 9 now in a very rough spot. But how do they want to play this next round? Because a gamble stack is, well, it's a coin flip. It's risky. Do they want to make it work? Is it going to work? Well, probably not. And this smoke does come through over towards short water. That might make a little bit of a difference and space for 9 to work with, but yeah, overall, this is a really awkward spot. We've seen a couple of low buys work in favor of the low buy versus the forZe or the full. But a map like Overpass, which is so long range, you'd think surely not. But just as I say that, Hades rips off Crad's head. Off Crad's head. There we go.
There you go. It's been a long day, and it
has.
We're still shaking off the rust at the beginning of the casting year. But all good.
Oh, no.
Kylar, he's hit basically, there we go. I was going to say, he's basically hit 2 headshots there and hasn't got his kill because one was through the edge of con. They're doing great damage right now. Back into a 2v2. Make that a 1v2. Jordan's chasing down Kylar and he hits a dink as well. And he's about to run straight into Goofy. Yeah, no chance. No chance. The eco is a success for 9. How have they won that one?
Just as I was saying, surely 9 can't win this one. You know, it's a long-range map and all of this malarkey, and look where we end up, right? We end up with being the first one that they converted in quite a few. So, I mean, hey, got to give them the credit. They needed to turn the tides. And, of course, an AWP scooped up as well is a really big thing because it means it's something that they really wouldn't have had to kind of wield and work with coming in towards the next. So, hey, everything looking very good over towards that side. And that does also mean that Hades has the ability to drop over one and pick up all the utility he needs to. So all in all, a very good position for them to be in. Obviously for the T side, they themselves, they can wield a full buy because of a drop, but what do they do now? What is the plan coming through for forZe? Because failing to convert this, they're going to have a really rough time in these next few rounds where they're going to be on the edge of having broken economies and feeling that weight on their shoulders in what is the final map of the series.
Big round. forZe will want to right the wrongs of the previous and immediately put 9 back down to a similar buy again. Kylar just doing a wonderful job of getting 2 in that previous. Goofy's going to feel a bit hard done by there. He's got taken out through the smoke, but if you didn't have bad luck, you'd have none at all.
Gosh, this has come to a bit of a stalemate, hasn't it? I mean, neither side want to pull the trigger. As the util starts to dissipate, maybe we can see what comes forth of it. Minio going to be tested. This is uncomfortable. K falling, Minio surely to follow suit just after. And that's the B-side cracked open.
forZe have gone A against the pistols. Well, B has been so successful on the gun rounds, so like, okay, well, let's just go B again. And it's worked again. At the moment, it doesn't seem like 9 really know how to counter these B plays at the moment.
And now, of course, I mean, like, yeah, that priority has to be one thing and only one thing. Keep that AWP in play. Keep that AWP as a priority. I don't think we're going to see too much of on it. I say this, actually. There's maybe a world in which we could see the likes of a Crad turn his head and have a little look up towards top con. Potentially, that could cause Kylar a little bit of trouble, but no. No anguish this side for 9. They should be fine. They keep hold of what they've got, and forZe once again go within that reaching distance, 6-5. A very even affair, these two sides so far, but this is a map in which, in my opinion, is quite notoriously being CT-sided.
Yeah, absolutely. I think forZe will be very happy with 5 rounds on T at the moment.
Agreed.
Especially considering a couple of the ones they've lost.
Yeah, this is
isn't it?
It's one of those situations now as well for 9. You know, you look over towards them, and they've got some money to work with, but how do you play around this sort of buy, right? Because you've got Hades and Kylar, full investment, they're chilling, right? They've got the AWP, the M4 in play, but then Goofy can't really invest into anything really spectacular, so what the max he can, or the best thing I can see him picking up is half armor 5-7 and util. I honestly think that would probably be the better option. K, it's a similar story, where Minio can then full buy, but if they do full buy, they're putting so much up the chance heading into round number 12. It's a risky, awkward situation.
Because they only had 2 this time, right?
Yeah, and technically speaking, saving's actually not a bad call, because if they have 2k to work with heading into next, they can full buy once again. And actually, that's what they're going to do. So I don't mind this call at all. I think many will be looking at this and thinking, well, you got an open M4, why don't you force around it? But having that 2k in the bank is just a bit of a reassurance policy. Is a little bit more important in my eyes, because it just means you've got a bit of confidence in towards the next round. It's not kind of a do or die situation, so to say. And hey, bit of luck, right?
Exactly that, and then they can all come by as well, which is the issue solved. Oh my goodness, look at that grenade.
Yeah.
K and Goofy destroyed by that one, and the gun, of course, in play in connector was removed unceremoniously by Shelfie. No chance for that to do anything. Hades the only one alive with a gun remaining. Once again, I feel they're going to finish on B, even though this one should be a bit more simple. Hades is here, but again, priority really should be having that AWP into the next round, so... There's the one. Good frag from Goofy, actually. But Hades just waiting on a defensive angle, just in case he gets crossed. Looking to release the next frag before he escapes. We have no idea he's there at the moment. If they don't go towards CT, then I'm not going to say anything, but he does have a defuse kit. You never know. I've seen crazier things happen. He should surely be found at some point. He's going to creep forward on it. I think he can survive on the next round. There we go. There's Zorta, but unfortunately he's been tagged and he should go down now because there's a player directly behind him in forZe. He's on his head right now. He's about to be in his face. No scope. Unlucky. AWP gone. But as I said, I think it is still viable. It might be a glass cannon, but it is still an option. There we go.
Well, now, yeah. All that's great. 6-all. For forZe, it's better. We're starting to see the confidence roll through, right? And we're starting to see kind of this forZe that we know a lot. It's not convincing just yet, but it's not really been convincing from either side so far. I'm not really liking what I'm seeing. I mean, both are really sort of on a knife's edge where there's no side really kind of comfortably taking that control. AWP does miss. That's unfortunate. That gives them all of that control for free in towards playground. You know, with the molly not hitting, that makes it does make it a little bit more on the uncomfortable side, so to say.
Yeah.
Ability to set up a boost if they want. The Molotov actually all force forZe away and forces him to expend a smoke.
Yeah, that's a smoke mode he's not getting back. Jerry also got to say, it's an old casting cliche, isn't it? But he's fragging wise, he's leading by example at the moment. He's top fragging in the server for his team. Only man on double digits, actually. forZe is the closest man on 9. Jerry up to 13. He's been hitting a number of important entries in a couple of these rounds. 6-all. Okay, looking to play close to this smoke, but it might be fading pretty soon. But of course, as we know, playing inside that smoke hasn't phased. Could get the Vision first, but he gets caught. Sorta took Goofy, and K gets down immediately after that with that slight bit of indecision that you could see in his movement. Get a second kill here as well. Color does well to stop that from being a reality. He needs a couple more. That's a great second, and hang on a second. 2v3 now. Still here, that's the third. Oh, great adjustment. Minio trades it instantly. Out of all of that, Crad, who is on a big lurk toward A, is 1v1. 18 seconds. Minio rotates all the way around toward Heaven. That's a really good reposition. Smoke to try and help out Crad, but now he's going to be seen, and there's the information. Bomb has to be picked up straight away. Minio's trying to fake it out. Who wins the duel? Oh, can he get the bomb down? I think he can. But Minio's going to jump down immediately. Crad is under so much pressure, but still has pretty decent amount of health to work with. On the angle, is he found? Oh, so close, Minio. But Crad recovers an almost impossible situation.
My God, that looked dead in the water before Crad somehow, with half a second left on the timer, was able to get that bomb down. And then once he was, I mean, it kind of forces action over towards 9 to try and, you know, recover the situation. Credit to Crad, really well played. When it mattered most, he steps up, just like that. forZe take a lead, and then even Ryan say maybe they'll take a lead for the first time in this game. So extremely interesting position for them to be in, with 9 now forced onto a low buy, and the MP9, their only buy, put into the ground. Shalfie for a double.
Well, he was getting pressured up pretty fast. That should be a free gun for Goofy, though. I'm going to go toward it now. With careful, gets the player close. Just manages to get it before the Molotov comes in. Yeah, just thinking about that clutch again. I mean, Minio didn't play it badly. It didn't look great, but I would say he probably did the right idea by changing up his position and going toward Heaven, because he would not necessarily know where Crad was coming from until that smoke was thrown. So he probably thinks maybe he can stay alive and win the round via timeout. But in the end, Crad, I've got to say, that is such a big round to win, and honestly, I feel like 9 didn't have much say in that round to begin with anyway. Really, Kylar's heroics with the M4 that brought it back to a possible standpoint of victory. Jerry checking everything here except McMinio directly behind him. Caught off guard. Here we go. Oh, the 2 body shots isn't enough anymore, my friend. 8 HP to spare for Jerry. And forZe are about to confirm their lead on the half.
Will they get anything here for Goofy? Does he get extra maybe damage? But that's all he gets. Grad shaking his head in dismay when he does get the spray. Either way, that's 8-4-4, the 2-round lead. And now, of course, for 9, I gotta say, I'm a little bit worried with how we stand, and this map notoriously being, you know, more lent over towards the CT side, especially in pro play. I think this does get very concerning for me because 9, the best they can do is 7. And there's a real opportunity for forZe to take a, you know, quite a significant gap going in towards their CT side. 9-6 would be very, very tough to kind of return back in their favor. So I'm worried, Trav. It's probably the best way I can put it. Yeah. I'm not looking too comfortable right now. 9 are starting to fall quite flat.
So number 8, Crad, Shelfie, and Zorta are right now all on 8 kills, 8 deaths, which is ironic considering they're playing 9. Kind of amusing. But let's see if they can clean up a 9-6 of their own. And already, honestly, winning the half on T-side Overpass, they're going to be very happy with this. Oh, almost a lineup. But Jerry's peak is good. And that's just another entry to add to the list for Jerry in this game. 16-8. He can have these games, you know. It's crazy. I mean, obviously, IGLs, maybe the stereotype is that they don't frag, but Jerry often has the pop-offs. Crad will go down to K. And he gets himself a second as well. This round's still very much on. And again, a 9 rifler is doubling down and now tripling down, looking for a 4 as well. Oh, trying to bring their team back into the equation. Hades is here. Zorta's last alive. And Hades takes him as well. A mad end to the half. Somehow, 9 get themselves a 7th. And that could be a lifeline. Quick break. When we're back, we'll end off the day. straight into the action in the
wow.
pistol round. That was fast and explosive. Thankfully, it seems like you haven't missed too much. Shelfie is last alive 1 versus 2. We've just missed explosion toward B. And he still has a chance in this one. How do Lions split it? Double peek from the same angle. Oh, they can't complete it. Hades didn't have many bullets left in the clip. And now, even though Shelfie is low, he's been given a lifeline. 1v1. Who wins it? One more shot to the body. 9 HP to spare. And Hades has to be careful with this one, and he's played it too carefully. Shelfie takes advantage of his hesitation. And what a pistol round that is for forZe to take.
What a messy one. I mean, we don't know how that one started, but it started. And it started electrifyingly. forZe would start from them. What a continuation of the success as well. Now, a 2-round lead at 9-7. forZe coming through off the back of it. For 9, of course, I guess the benefits and the positives you can talk about in terms of them is being a bomb plant gives them money to work with, so that's nice. What do they do with it? What is the call to arms here, if any, right? Because, you know, even if they go for a full buy, the most they can really pick up is kind of Galil's half armor, maybe, if they want so many utilities to work with, or MAC-10s, which are pretty gruesome. Even going for kind of a low buy / save here isn't actually too shabby. Upgraded pistols, maybe a little bit, and stick above that 2k mark of money to work with in towards the next. But it does basically give up a 10th of it towards forZe, which already starts to set a bad precedent in towards the second half in this final map.
Indeed. That is not one they should be losing. They tried to play it correctly, right? I mean, they both double swung, right side pillar. But Hades, in the end, didn't have many bullets left. And Shelfie hit the most important shot, the first one, to make sure he at least gave himself a chance. And Hades continued to tap him down.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, unfortunately, Trav, we have these are elaborate things called tech pauses. And I think we may have one right now because a little bit of a hole. So far, it's been pretty good. forZe, good pistol round for them means that we do have stuff to work with in towards the next. Of course, money in a buy is pretty nice, pretty comfortable. Double M401S coming through from Shelfie and Zorta, the 2 youngsters. Having those rifles at bay. And we have a triple MP9 alongside it. Jerry, so far, as we were kind of rightfully mentioning earlier, leading by charge and leading the way in terms of the fragging department. 17 and 10. Pretty good from him. 105 ADR. Very, very decent showing. Over to the T side as well. We see Minio already pick himself on towards a Galil. So this might be actually the call to go for that force buy in towards the next. And I gotta say, I'm not really a huge fan of it.
Well, they might be thinking to themselves, we got the bomb plant, we got a number of kills. This might be a roll of the dice. We're on the less favoured side. Let's see what we can do to try and stop forZe from getting away too quickly.
Oh, unfortunately, we still hear wait elusively. I think maybe it might be Hades potentially. He's the only one who hasn't really done too much. He made the assumption that
he smashed his desk after losing the pistol round, and now his computer's broken.
Yeah, exactly that. And you're spot on. You're spot on. And then someone else spilled water alongside their desk, and you know it's a classic. But I'm hearing type into maybe we are just about getting ready to get back underway, and we can get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. 9-7 in favor of forZe. Decent little 2-round lead built up. It's a full buy from 9, so it's, you know, high risk, high reward. Hades has bought 2, so I think we are ready to get this show on the road. Is it going to be forZe extending the lead to 3 rounds and double digits collected, or are 9 going to go within 1 of getting 9 rounds themselves?
We shall see. It's been a long day. We started at 3:30 in the afternoon, UK time. It is now 10 PM. I haven't had my dinner yet. But we skipped dinner for good causes, i.e. casting Counter-Strike and exciting Counter-Strike at that as well.
I've been chowing down on the digesters. They've been keeping me going.
Fair play.
I wouldn't exactly call it nutritious though. I'm not getting my vitamins. I'll tell you that.
No, that's a fair point. Goofy coming up, Connector. Can be about to see a boost come his way. Shelfie's on top of the head of Jerry at the moment. Already some presence being shown. Tech 9 of K. forZe playing next to the smoke, and there you go. There's the opening pick. Crad will go down. They'll absolutely know for sure that it's going to be a full purchase. That smoke is significantly missed. There's a massive gap in that one for any 9 player to expose, but Jerry and forZe are still here. Jerry playing close. Okay, with that Tech 9 on the other side of it. Just waiting for someone to show himself. Jerry's been probably one of the best players in the server in this final map. Dancing around. MP9 holding each other's backs. There's the information. Okay, push. He does try and shock Jerry, but Jerry's too smart for that one. Good reaction, and he's still relatively healthy off the back of that as well.
That's huge now as well. I mean, look at the time. Ticking, dwindling. Now needs to make a decision here. 35 seconds on the clock, and they really haven't pulled the trigger and execute yet. Where is this bomb heading? I mean, the answer's B. How are they going to make this work? I mean, there's 3 players still ready and waiting. A leg spotted 2. This is super precarious as Kyler going to try and set forward the pace, but he's met with forZe and MP9. Shelfie for a double 2. Leaves it all down to 1 man attaining in a clutch of a deagle at hand that he comes up trumps. 10 rounds collected for forZe, and the lead extended to 3.
Oh, that could be the first nail in the 9 coffin. I've got to say, it's been a pretty impressive performance for them today, but they're starting to look a bit tired and fall to situations where they wouldn't have otherwise earlier. But the fight's still on. It's only a 3-round gap after all. It's not all doom and gloom. Just as the fact that forZe are on the most favoured side, you would say. Don't forget there is a lower bracket, of course, in this event, so they're not eliminated from the chance of Pro League entirely. They will play the... Actually, I won't play it. There's no guess. I can confirm to you who the loser will play. That'll be Sinners in the lower bracket.
Yeah.
That grenade used to open the door shocks K, and Jerry gets another freebie with his MP9.
Yeah, this one should be relatively easily chalked up. I say that. Hades does find himself 1. Jerry to 4. There's the real impact fragger so far over towards forZe. Dropping. Minio collecting himself an MP9. A little bit of tag damage being dealt on towards the elbow. Shelfie, just get out of dodge, mate.
Yeah, has to leave. Baits into forZe to 2. So now they know where 2 players are on the forZe defense. So logic dictates maybe they shouldn't push toward those 2 players. That is exactly what I wanted to see, the fallback. forZe and Shelfie playing a lot more careful. forZe looking to get it on the correct pixel toward the back of the railing, and he does just that. Also long range, just be careful. He's done loads of damage, and in the end finishes off 1, but he's down to 11 for his trouble. Hades actually catches it, but not going to expect Crad toward long. He gets 1, he gets the second. 11 on the board, 3 players left alive. Okay for forZe. Now it's time for 9 to show up with their fallback coming in.
Thankfully, Crad was there, right, to sort of bail him out of dodge. I think maybe a little bit overzealous, I think, to say, for forZe. But speaking of, he will pick himself up to an AWP now. This is where we get to see the kid shine, right? This is where we see Zorta's best work, is on that big green. That's where he really steps as the player. When we saw him towards Nuke, I mean, some of the clips he was pulling off there was just magical, stunning. What can he now pull off himself? Molotov will come through. Minio burning a smoke to get some space over towards Playground. But will, in fact, just park up. Doesn't want to do anything too overzealous. And now I look over towards Zorta, who is playing over towards that party position. How is he going to make this all brain off Supreme?
Kylar gets that jumping Molotov in action. And we've seen Shelfie getting boosted up once already in that position. But Kylar sights it out and takes his head off. Exchange damage. That's a great way to get an entry. You know, B is a bit lacking now, and unfortunately, 9's health is a bit lacking as well. Kylar, as I said, down to 18 off the back of that, and K 42 as well. On the railing, forZe gets one kill, trade comes through, but Goofy hits an insta. That's so important at this stage. Crad, great frag, but it's only 1 to recover. 9 have the man advantage, and they can go toward A if they really want to here, with Hades on a lurk. Look where Minio is.
Well, Minio rotating over just to try and play that aggro post barn in a way as the bomb rotates through. He's in a deep lurk, and there we go. Zorta falling. That should be all she wrote until round number 19, and it should be 9 up 2. and 8th on the board. And Orb could be scooped up too if they want to. Maybe he can be picked up and wielded in the hands of Hades in the next. Do you know what? The thing is, though, we do see some teams actually play Overpass without the AWP, so I wouldn't even be like overly surprised if it wasn't prioritized. But
yeah,
I think it's being shipped up the stairs by Minio. He's dropping the AK and the AWP up there just to make sure none can be scooped up by Crad. But he's nowhere to be seen. For this, it's a case of really how now I'm going to play things. I do see some teams on T side not opt for the AWP just because it can be quite tough to make work. But if anyone's going to do it, you'd probably have faith in Hades.
Crad just about stays alive. And gets a free AK upgrade as well. So every little helps. But 9 will take the round. Hades does get that AWP anyway, so I agree with you. I mean, honestly, I would say that you see it on quite a few maps. Vertigo, Inferno, plenty of maps which maybe don't necessarily need an AWP to win rounds consistently. But we've gone for it this time. And it's a full eco for forZe on the other side of it. Crad with that AK looking to be run boosted over, just misses it slightly, and in the end gets run boosted, or a lack of a run boost at least, straight into Hades. So that is unfortunate for him. Gun lost. Looking to try and group up our forZe to get to retrieve it together. They're trying again. There we go. Okay, spots it. There are 3 players in the action. Unfortunately, they've launched 2 players into the death, but even though the Zeus comes through, that's the only kill.
It's a good impression. I'll give you that.
Thanks.
I'll give you that. That's the second time we've actually seen Jerry get a Zeus here. He did it on Nuke as well into his heart. He picked up an AK and actually nearly closed the round off the back of it. Yeah. This time, not that easy. Not that special by any means. But it's 9 up to 9 and 2 rounds behind forZe, who are sitting uncomfortably on 11 because 9 are hot on their tails. This has not exactly been a dream showing. By any means, we are seeing some really good work be pulled off from the T side now from 9 and forZe, which is on the side which many would deem to be the preference by most, struggling to find success. No one go for the quad boost as Zorta was waiting for it. Full buy forZe desperately needs to be converted to the rest. They're back to square one once again of no economy and basically rolls out the red carpet for 9 to tie this game up.
Yeah, pretty crazy, right? It's funny, isn't it? When you see a CT AWPer try and counter the T-spawn quad boost, it never seems to come through. But when they finally do decide to go for it, is around when forZe or any CT AWPer doesn't give it an opening glance. Look how far Minio's got up toward A here. Yeah, there's the information finally, but the spray's a little bit whiffy, but it doesn't matter. He's got teammates support, and now 9 can just pounce. And Crad, who was toward long all that time, is still a player back toward T-steps and probably saying to his teammates, what the hell is he doing there? Well, it doesn't matter. He is there, and 9 are about to reach 10.
What do they do? Safe call, right? It has to be. They can't make anything work, and they're not even tempting fate. And I think that's probably definitely, in this scenario, this situation with so much on the line, the right call. Keep all of what you've got, especially that AWP in the hands of Zorta. And this is 9 starting to really look comfortable, really look confident over towards Overpass. And kind of what we were saying about this being a possibility of 9, you know, you can even make the argument of them being favorites. I mean, I made it coming in towards this map just because of what we've seen from this side prior. I mean, obviously that was prior to the pickup of Hades too. And if you consider that, I mean, in my opinion, Hades is a direct upgrade as an AWPer. Surely stats should lean even more in their favor. And so far, they're looking pretty damn good.
Indeed. This is honestly, I mean, we've seen quite a lot of the teams play in this conference stage so far. And I gotta say, Partizan, I was expecting decent things, and they honestly played pretty well against Eternal Fire. But I think 9 right now, from what I've seen from them, they've slightly overtaken them in my books. Even if 9 fall to the lower bracket, I'm vaguely confident that they could make something of it. Problem is, they do play a very difficult team in Sinners if they don't go on to lose this. So that's the issue. Oh, big duel. Kylar does take that one. Jerry, position next to the panel On short, trying to see legs first. That could be a problem. He does actually get it first. Well done. Good positioning. K's ankles will be in much pain after that. The spray coming through the wood at the top of Con. Zorta gives it a glance as if to say, how dare you hit me once.
Breaks pumped there as well. Disposition by Jerry. Potentially could be enough here. Unless forZe rotates away, please stay put. Stay where you are, Zorta. We'll hear that information a lot, relying on towards the IGL. What a shot from Minio. Doesn't make a difference though, as Jerry and forZe are combining for success and leaving Hades all alone. Can he get on a dodge? Can he keep the orb ticking over? I think he should be okay to do so, as forZe extend the lead to 2 rounds once again, but my god, was that close.
Wow. Minio got himself that entry, but again, the instant rebuttal, and again, a double from Jerry. To 22 and 14 now. Manages to find the AWP too. Take through to the next round. Hades will be totally safe here. And it's a good save, because if he had to repurchase the AWP, he'd be almost broken. As it is, he's still got around 5k in the bank, and everyone on 9 can still buy. It keeps them afloat.
This is going down to the wire. I mean, these two sides have been inseparable. I mean, this series alone is we're looking at kind of, well, get up to the 4-hour mark probably at this rate, including the breaks in between.
It was a 2-map series, our first game between Eternal Fire and Partisan, and that one, even though it was 16-13, 16-13, felt like went on forever. Like, it was a very closely fought series, very enjoyable as well, and so is this one.
Yeah, and we do have confirm as well that winner of this takes on Saw in the semis, so it's very spicy to say the least. There is a lot on the line. Saw, ECL Season 43 champions, got the chance to cover them. They also beat forZe already in that semi-final, then battered Spirit in the best of 5 grand final 2. So they're a tough team to beat right now. Seen down towards side. K looking to find the first, but it's Jerry and forZe who combine. Minio and Carla thankfully in for the trade, brings the numbers back level and gives them space towards that B site.
Yeah, they can push through this if they really want to. They clear out water as well. Kyla can plant. Minio just waiting in case there's a heaven aggression in the midst of that plant being attempted. Hades. Oh, he's not looking up at the right time. He almost guessed the right timing on it, but Crad catches him. So it's Minio and Kyla. Kyla pushes forward, but gets his head taken off by Shelfie. Now it's all down to the IGL Minio. He's going to win a couple of really important rounds so far in this series, but surely this is beyond him. Sees the players crossing from short. That's the information he wants, but Shelfie checks it properly. They're a kit. Actually, there isn't a kit in play. I was about to say they should be, but there isn't. And in the end, they do get that bomb defuse in time either way. They're going to be all good to go up to 13.
It's getting down to the wire, and it's already starting to look like potentially the beginning of the end for forZe. They are really on a triumphant run right now. And 9, unfortunately, you know, there's been moments where, you know, rookie errors have cost them in a long-term sense in a couple of rounds, which maybe they should have closed out. And, oh, the inability, may I say, to do so, actually coming down to being quite costly. It's rough to see. It's tough to say. This could be one of the last full buys we see from 9. Failure to convert this one. It means 4's go up to 14. Good chance of finding 15 before a response can come out from the Polish side, and that might already be job done.
Indeed. Economy whittled down to their last buy. As you so rightly say, 14 and then 15 could follow. It's been a great battle. Very enjoyable. Jerry could be being prepared to be flashed in here. K is on the angle to flash, but it's below him. And K can avoid it entirely. Good grenade. Will at least take some damage back in response, but it's an opening kill 9's way. Oh, Minio.
Flash will catch him. Oh, thankfully Eddie's there to back him up. Minio could have been in trouble there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, best to fall away. He's on the edge of the smoke, still fighting away. Hades bailing out his teammate, as you say, gives him a critical 5v3. forZe's rotated up, but the bomb right now has not yet made that decision. It's actually still outside B. That is the decision they've made, and this is just a fake up long. zorta should be able to take this fight pretty simply, but Minio's refusing to die at the moment. Finally, he'll go down, but B is the play, and forZe are nowhere to be seen. It's going to be 11-4-9. Again, they organise that round very nicely. Calm and collected, get the information, and get themselves into the site, and they continue to stay so close to forZe. Continue to be an annoyance.
Does smoking come through. That means they can set themselves up into a lovely little post plant, which won't be tested because, I mean, well, they can't. It is just that early call. And you can even make the argument that maybe for forZe, they could have given it a go here, could have made an attempt because they got money to work with. But when you think about it, they can just sit comfy on a little bit more of a macro sense and think, okay, well, we'd rather have long-term economy at later stages of what is not long left in this map. So yeah. I don't think it's a bad call really at all. In a 4 versus 3 as well, with the numbers disadvantage, they're always going to struggle. If they made it expensive, it would have been nice, but regardless, 9 with a bomb plant alone would have had money to work with in towards round number 25. So I think it's the right call. Keep on with what they've got and essentially just completely hard reset coming in towards this next round. So great call to come forward, but it does mean that 9 creep within 2 once again. So, again, they're in that kind of reaching distance, an arm's length away. forZe need to be very careful not to let this lead slip.
Yeah, and that's exactly why they saved. Maybe in a different situation, they could have at least put a player in to look for exit. They wanted all 3 guns guaranteed. 9 staying in touch, continuing be difficult to beat. Okay, going together. zorta, just looks away at a bad time there. Feel like that perhaps maybe he was looking at his minimap for a brief second because that wasn't the fast zorta we know. Slight distraction perhaps. And K will take advantage of it and take Jerry down in the meantime. Wasn't actually zorta to drop after all that. They're playing it as a duo. Out. Low HP is removed though. A good boost to counter it. And now it's a question of whether forZe guess what's going on. Because usually you would not use an AWPer. Hang on. Hang on a second.
Hang on.
How long does he wait here? There's no one else. So does he take the knife? Does he take the insta-kill? He takes the insta-kill. AWP removed. Crowd recovers it into a 4v3. I was going to make the point that if they see a boost coming in toward B, then maybe they'll expect it not to be zorta the one boosting, because rarely you do use an AWP on a boost. But in the end, they're going straight back in toward Crowd and Connector, and look at the damage he's done now.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, Goofy, low HP, just a sliver to work with. Surely it's done. Battle spotted. Turns the head. Shelfie see him off. All down to one man, and a swing will cost him his life. Really nice stuff. Really nice stuff coming through here. Shelfie will clean that one up quite comfortably. And we can talk about this being on its final legs, this game. 14-11. 2 is all forZe need for the all-elusive 16. And we can say goodbye to what has been a very long series. And also 9 into the lower bracket at this rate. Attack pause will be called here. Jerry wants to make sure he can see this one off in a successful fashion. Had a little bit of a choke before. And they want to make sure they don't do more of the same. But yeah, for 9, I really got a feel for them because lose this round, it means that not only the forZe go up to 15, I mean, realistically, it means that it should be done. Dead in the water. They have no money to try and contest on that point, and that's a horrible situation scenario for 9 to be in too.
Yeah, forZe figuring it out as they go along. Playing with forZe, of course, so just to confirm for maybe those of you who are just joining, not a permanent addition as of yet. They've been practicing with him and Risalt, as far as I know, from VP Prodigy. So 2 players to keep an eye out if they do go to join forZe in the future. I would love to see forZe being the one they choose. Is yet to be decided. Maybe his contract's not up in the tropic yet, who knows. Don't know the details. Only he will. Good nade coming in from Shelfie. Takes K down as well. Oh, Brad, top of the angle, looking for the frag, but Carlos just said no. forZe are creeping ever closer to the finish line, but 9 do not want to give in. A perfect opening kill, giving Crad no chance whatsoever. Then Zorta gets removed close up. Zorta's had a very quiet game by his standards. And 9 take advantage of this scenario once again.
Waiting, holding. Okay, won't find success there. I don't think it's really going to spur on a retake by any means. Looking to try and find exits won't be the case. So it does mean that 9 keep the story alive. It does mean that they, at the very least, have some conversation, have some look in and shoe into potentially being able to take this. If 9 are going to take this, I highly doubt it would be in regulation. I think it would require an overtime because I can't see a world in which forZe don't at least kind of, you know, squeeze around out of somewhere. But hey, for 9, they're not there just yet. There's still life between the eyes, especially for a side who are looking so fatigued, not only physically in terms of missing a couple of shots, but mentally as well, right? And now we're seeing them still continue to trundle along, still continue to be, at least in the conversation.
Yeah.
2 rounds in it.
Pretty similar, actually, to the Partizan Eternal Fire game, right? I mean, Partizan kept themselves a factor in that game the whole time, basically. Eternal Fire just had some of their talented players step up at the right time. Right, 14-12. forZe once again have their full buy, but only a couple of players with any residual cash. This is, I don't want to say it, but it's leading toward a possible overtime. It's the way the pattern is going. Zorta's going to fall back. forZe playing it safely and carefully, knowing that they just want some series points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
seeing the smoke there as well.
Yeah, sure.
Do you get a little bit of a gap there? Speaking of gaps, Skeltor's long. A lot of space. Hades did fall flat here last round. But this time he's got support alongside him.
Charging up long. 50 seconds to go. They're going to fall back off of it though. Just look for any CT showing their hand, and they're straight back down toward the bomb and back toward B. Jerry on the cubby. This could be a bit of a crossfire here. They need to try and find a way to remove it, and that if they go 1-by-1, that's not the way. forZe is stepping up. Second headshot. Get your gun out, my friend. K is coming toward you. He gets the quick trade. Now Jerry needs to be safe. He tries to get flashed in, but in the end, K takes him. Thankfully, the trade from Crad is instant, but it's back into a 2v2. 20 seconds to go. Shelfie is in position. He can hear the running from short shadow advantage. It's the headshot. Goofy goes down. It's all down to Hades. And in the end, he's going to get tagged from Zorta toward heaven. And the nade comes flying in from Shelfie. It's close, but no cigar for 9. Good attempt to recover it, but forZe now have match points.
Yeah, that might be the beginning of the end as well. I mean, look at that money over there. Goofy's got 1.9k to work with. And even across the rest of the board as well for the likes of 9. Picking up an AK in full armor, not really a possibility too comfortably, especially if they want util to work with as well. So that's the grim thing. You know, Minio's a great example. Yes, he got armor, full armor, and AK as well. Got 1 flash. That's all he can pick up. K's only got a Galil and an armor, 1 more on top, which is burned out the doors. And Goofy's forced to just attack 9 as he's holding W.
Straight in. forZe on the edge, and they look like they are about to finish this off. Jerry continuing to get important kills throughout this map. Smoke being played with. forZe guesses it though, and he gets himself the kill. 5v3. When do they pounce? It might have to be now. Now could still be too late. Kylar gets 1. Hades, great frag toward forZe. It gives them a shot. Their smoke can be used on the site, and they can get the bomb down on default. Crad's going to be here very quickly indeed. Can't make the silent drop. They'll know 9 that is a possibility, but Shelfie's got this flank, and now it's all down to Hades. 1 versus 3. He's had a decent series, but a couple of critical mistakes, and already they've got a player very close. And there's Crad. It's all said, and it's all done for forZe. They will go through to the upper bracket semi-final tomorrow to play Saw for a spot in Pro League.
What a marathon. What a game that was. I mean, for us as the casters, but I'm sure for the players as well. That one really does take its toll. It's a long old day. And I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Nine. It's commiserations to them as well, right? Because I think they put a really good fight. All of the maps were contested really hotly. But unfortunately, when it came to longevity and consistency, that's what you have to credit forZe. And Jerry, a bit of a masterclass.